Hello and welcome to my screen recording of 1-7 factors. If you are on a computer, I'm going to encourage you to go to the EduCreations link on the website. That is going to be a much clearer video and better sound if you go on there. But if you are on a mobile device, this will be your best option here on YouTube. First thing I'd like you to do is take a look at the top left-hand corner. I know this is not on page 43. I'm on page 43. But this is in the back of your book, and it's a scrambled multiplication table. Looking first, we have this row here of 6. All these numbers inside of here are multiples of 6. When I look here, all of these are multiples of 3. So there's a list of multiples of 3. There's a list of multiples of 6. Going across here, I'll just grab this row of 4, and I'll grab this row of 9 because this looks very similar to what we have going on down here at the bottom. Alright, in the intersections I have a 54 and a 24, a 27 and a 12. This is saying that this row of 4 and this row of 3 match up to make a 12. On the bottom here, on your page 43, you'll see that the 4 is going to go all the way across, this 9 will go all the way across, 6 will go all the way down, and 3 will go all the way down. So those intersections is what we're looking at right down here. So the first thing I see is that we have a 12. Well, how do I make a 12? I know that to make a 12, I'm going to do 2 times 6 or 3 times 4. I know you can do 1 times 12 as well, but 12 is not one of our 10s that we've been working with. So now that I have that 12, I look over here at the 27. And when I look at 27, I know that 27 is not a multiple of 2 and not a multiple of 6. So that I know that this row going across this way cannot be a 2 or a 6. I do know that 27 is a multiple of 9 and 3, and 12 is a multiple of 3 and 4, so this can be a 3. This whole row across is a 3. Then I have my 12 and my 3. 3 times 4 gives me 12. 27 right here. Again, this is in my 3 row. What number times 3 gives me 27? 9. 9 times 3 is 27. In my 4 row, 4 can go all the way down, 9 can go all the way down. 4 times what number gives me 28? Well, 7 times 4 is 28. So that intersection is of 4 and 7. 7 will carry all the way across, which allows me to figure out my n. Notice I did not have an n up here, I had numbers, but now I have to figure out the value of that n. To figure out the value of the n, I take my 9, I take my 7. 9 times 7 gives me a value of 63. So n equals 63. On your chart, you could quickly fill in 4, 9, and they go across, or I should say straight down. 3, 7, 3, 7. Just like we did there in the big chart, we now move over to the little chart. We'll be doing little charts on the back side of this paper. On to our next one. Down at the bottom, we have a 10 and a 14. Well, when I see 10 and 14, I see that they are both even numbers. And because they are both even numbers, I know that they are divisible by 2. So I'm going to put a 2 right here and a 2 right there because those are both divisible by 2. I know that 2 divided from 10, or 10 divided by 2, is a 5. So I can bring my 5 all the way down. And then 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I have my 7s. Now I have to figure out this row right through here. I have my 7, and I have 42. 42 divided by 7 is 6, so this is my 6th row. That then allows me to figure out this value of n. 6 times 5 is 30, so n has a value of 30. 6, 2, 7, 5, and then they carry down and across. Very good. If at any point from here on I start talking too fast, please press pause on your video, record everything that you need to record into your video, and then press play so that you can continue. Do not feel rushed as you work through this. Going on to the next page, and I'm now on page 44. Problem number 3. Problem number 3. We have a 14 and a 35. And a 45. Well, when I look at 35 and 45, I know that they are multiples of 5. So I'm going to throw in my 5s really quick. I know that 5 times 7 is 35. So that works out perfect with my 14 going across because 14 is a multiple of 7. I then see that 2 and 7 work well together to make that 14. I now only have to figure out this square. I have a 5 and a 45. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 9 goes straight across. I then have to use my 9 and my 2 to make my 18. There's number 3. Number 4, again, a 5 and a 0, they end in. When they end in a 5 and a 0, I know that those are going to be multiples of 5. Very good. Then, when I look up and down at my 5 and my 8, I see that they are only 3 numbers apart. 5 are 15, 16, 17, 18 is 3 numbers apart, so they are multiples of 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 8 gives me my 40 right here. So this is my 8 row. 6 times 3 gives me 18, so that's my row of 6. 6 and 8 went on a date from 4 until 8. There's my 6 times 8 factor for number 4. Problem number 5. I see a 14 and a 42, and 14 doesn't have too many numbers that can make it. The only way you can make that is a 7 and a 2. Notice I put my 7 this way because 42 is a factor, or is 42 divided by 7 is divisible by 7, making this a 6 and that a 7 because 6 times 7 is 42. We now have 2 here and 6 here, which means we need to just figure out our 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 6 gives me my missing number of 18. There's number 5. Again, if you need to pause at any moment, you can pause and get those in. Number 6. Number 6, again, lucky with the 5 and the 0. That makes it super easy. I know those are multiples of 5. 5 makes those, so we'll start there. I then can break 40 divided by 5 into 8. And then 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 gives me my 3. 3 and 6, well, 3 times what number gives me 6? 3 times 2. So that's my row of 2, which leaves a 16 in the center there. Number 7. 27 and 72. When I see those, I immediately think 9s. 9, those are both multiples of 9. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 3 is 27. So now I'm almost complete. 16 divided by 8 leaves me a 2. 8 times 2 is 16, just double checking, everything working out. And then 3 and 2. 3 times 2 gives me a 6 as my missing number. Number 8, 56 and 21. Oh, a cheerleader. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 times 8 is 56. Now I just have to decide, is this the 7 or is this the 8? Well, when I look across and I see 21, I know that this is the 7. So I'm going to take my 7 and put that in the across, and my 8 will go up and down. 7 times 3 is 21. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 and 8, again, went on their date from 4 until 8. Alright, what I'm going to ask you to do right now is pause the video. Please do problems 9, 10, and 11, and then you may start the video. Actually, what I'll have you do is complete the rest of the page, and then start the video as you go. Do those on your own, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then you can check them with me when I start my video in just a moment. Hello, we are back, and I had some classmates help me fill in our answers for problems 9, 10, and 11. So we're going to check those over, check those on your paper, compare those with what you see on my screen here. If you made any errors, please check, make sure we have it right, and then check to see that you get your changes made. So just check those over. If you need more time, just go ahead and press pause. Lastly, problems 12 through 17, again, are all right here for you. please press pause on the video if you need to and double check your answers with our answers to see if they are where you want them to be. Our code is very simple today. Math is easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. So if I see this on your paper, I will know that you have completely watched the video ABC 1, 2, 3, working with our factors. I hope you got them all, and I hope you are ready to work with your buddy in class tomorrow.